Hello again, and for today, we are going to be talking about another new political term that I have heard being spread around the sphere that I follow and believe that I have at least a marginal influence in, albeit it is a fraction of a decimal of another fraction. And I've been watching a lot of the frontline clips, or not clips, the full unedited interviews with Steve Bannon, who has been talking about, pretty much the same shit he was talking about in 2016 and 2017, in 2018, everywhere he went, where the media was able to talk to him, he's been talking about managing the decline. Now, what is managing the decline? It is a term for post-2008 America. To give a more cultural example for all the culture warriors out there in my channel's subscribers, The Decline of Western Civilization was a film series documented by Penelope Spheris, who went on to do Wayne's World, and this was a cultural look at the decay that was being caused by culture in the 80s. You had the hair metal, you had the punk bands, and I forget what the third one is, but no one really gives a shit about that one. It's either you hear people talking about the punk years or the metal years, and while overall the series is great, we needed to see more of a political decline, and unfortunately that title is stolen now. But I would have totally ran with it as a documentary filmmaker to talk about the economic decline of America and in the West and Western civilization. And, the way that we have allowed China to essentially be a major part of our economic lives. And how absolutely fucking disgusting all of that really is. So, who is managing the decline? I would say the people responsible for decline management right now are the political donor class. These are the very people who promote shit like boomer political theater and are constantly standing in the way of resolving all of our issues. These are the people who, in a communist sense, are preventing utopia. Now, utopia is an unrealistic standard. However, the fact that they are in the way of the problems in the modern world goes to show that they are the enemy of all people from all races, all creeds, all backgrounds, all leanings, and all walks of life. People like Paul Singer, the Kochs, George Soros, anyone who goes to the Davos World Economic Forum. Steve Bannon used to call those people the party of Davos. I said Paul Singer and the Kochs. So the Sackler family, Heritage Foundation people, AEI think tank dweebs. Let's get some more leftists in there. Jeffrey Katzenberg, Michael Bloomberg, Tom Steyer. These are the kinds of people that are part of the managers of the decline political donor class. These are the kinds of people who are investing all of their capital, wealth, resources into fucking up the world for the rest of us. I mean, these are the people that have so much money that they will never even get to use a large fraction of it within their lifetimes. It will be inherited generational wealth that will spread to all their descendants, that will last at least 4 generations of familiars. And again, it is a problem when these people are actively standing in the way of solutions and saying, no, the problems are better because we make more money. Fuck you. It's time for us to make some fucking money, you pieces of shit. And that's what I would really say to these people if I ever confronted them on the streets. Like, hey man, can I have your fucking wallet so that I won't die next year because my career hasn't taken off? Like, is that fucking cool? Like, I know you're gonna blink and like make all of that back. So it's really not that much of a loss when it comes to an investment. So what do you say, Big Shoots? What do you say? And now that I have gotten all my rage out, all of my my seething loathing for these people, let's break down what their plans are. Like when I say that they are always standing in the way of solutions to the problems that face society, what are the three key elements of what they do? And I wrote this down as goals, but I think it's more of a plan of attack. And it's the 3 Ds. It's the 3 fucking Ds, triple Ds. The first D, distraction. They are constantly pushing for people to be distracted so they don't know what the fuck is going on. Now let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein for a second. And yes, he did not kill himself, and he was an agent of Mossad along with his bottom bitch, Ghislaine Maxwell, who was recently hacked. So, very big white pill. Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein were running a kind of pedophile club on Little St. James. It's disgusting. What they did was degenerate. Anyone who has any tangential involvement should be investigated to the fullest extent of the law, because what they were doing was power brokering. Now, they weren't direct donors, but Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were known for catering to the elites and making sure they got them in compromising situations so they could do whatever the fuck they wanted with them. Yet, no one really had the confirmation until Jeffrey Epstein was arrested last year and then conveniently suicided in his suicide-proof holding cell. And yet, most people moved on from this. Why? Because the elites want you to be distracted. The elites want you to forget everything that is wrong with society. You're not making enough money to get by. Your family is loaded with debt due to a recent death in the family. Fucking your children are being pushed into all kinds of ridiculous degeneracy for some kind of post-Marxist utopia that will never come to fruition. And there are people out there getting fat and rich while all of the suffering occurs around you that, even if you're lucky, some of your friends might not be, some of your neighbors might not be, some of your family members in the extended range might not be, or in the internal, within the immediate family unit. And so this major distraction has kept society in the dark for a very long time, and it is now coming to light. And even though memes do have a lifespan, the Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself meme is incredibly important because it's the first time where we have not let this thing that they want to shut the fuck up go into the night. And we need more of that. And I would say that is a very good plan of attack. And whoever hacked Ghislaine Maxwell's email, you are based. I hope you get into Mossad. I hope you get into CIA. I hope you fucking bring it all down. Because the spy network, man, we don't need that shit. We need regular spies. Like dudes who would just go and try to live long enough to report back all the information they found. That is the kind of spy we need in this world. Not the fucking modern version. James Bond is a fantasy in my fucking worldview. But the next D is diversion. Now, I would call all of the media narratives to be the real diversion rather than a distraction, because diversion is a harsher term than distraction. And with the media's constant 24-hour news updates, there is no way to return to sanity, return to nature, return to normalcy if you are consuming a mainstream media, legacy media diet. Missing link media I would include there as well, because they are, trying to cater to alternative voices with mainstream views. And this kind of major diversion, creating media narratives that lead nowhere, creating media narratives that scare moms into fucking banning everything, creating media diversions that, again, keep everyone in the dark. These diversions are the real bread and butter of managing the decline. The diversion in itself is the major symptom of the decline in itself, because the more people are diverted away from reality, the more people are diverted away from the truth, the less they will be able to do about it before it is too late. I do not want this country to end up like Europe. I have said that as much in a video I have already done. We are on our way to becoming Europe, to becoming a place where we have no freedoms, where we have no ability to say that we have no freedoms, and that we just need to sit down and take it from the government any way they see fit. And this is the libertarian in me coming out to tell you that you cannot let these fucking people have any kind of authority, because they will always use it against you. Even when you want to use authority, they will take it right the fuck back when you're done with it. So please, people, have some common sense and understand that the media is against you and that the elites are against you. And if you see anyone out there simping for the media and the elites, it is your civic duty to call out their nonsense. Now, the final goal of the political donor class, the final D, is division. And of course it is division, because, oh my God, it's not only just alliterating as all hell. It is where we are as a country, because no one wants to work together and say, hey, we do not need a theocratic monarchy. We also do not need the communist utopia. We just need these elites to go fuck off and, stop trying to meddle in the world's affairs. We don't need you to be world police or police of anybody other than yourselves and your shitty children. And division comes from distraction, because when you're distracted and then diverted, you can then get divided. And with the media narratives, with the major distractions of the world, like your job and shit, if you can't understand anyone across the bow, then you will be permanently divided away from them. And the political polarization that is experienced in this country, that is 100% real, is the exact reason as to why we cannot solve problems. We cannot, get our minds actively changed. We have fucking clowns out there like Steven Crowder going around to college campuses being like, oh, change my mind. And then the one guy that nearly changes his mind, he is a fucking freak out about. That Yusuf kid, oh, dude, that was some awesome shit. But with the division, we are now seeing that there is no way to bring people back together. There's no way for people to understand that, look, the elites have been doing this to us for at least a couple decades now, in the modern sense of the world. Elites have done this, generationally, throughout time, trying to keep people to be a permanent serf class so that they can just make money. But, the nature of elites have shifted from family to family throughout human history. One generation, a family is at the top of the heap, living life nearly like a king, being a lord or some kind of Roman senator. And then generations later, they are poor as fuck, suffering for the sins of the father. I'm not trying to be humanitarian or universalist with this video. But when it comes to managing the decline, and, in conclusion, to start wrapping this video up, This is some shit that I think everyone can fucking get behind. Everyone understands the consequences of the elites winning, of, immigration just falling apart into open borders chaos because, I want the GDP to go up 5 points this year. Like, really, dude, go fuck yourself. Another go fuck yourself is, letting our kids get on HRT, or even worse, convincing people that, it's okay to eat soy. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, the scientific consequences that people have been hiding about soy for years is disgusting. However, if you're a woman, grow some tits through soy. It's like a really easy way to do it, and you don't need to get those ugly silicone, destructive, disgusting things implanted into your chest to develop fuller breasts. Again, that's for women, but this is not a gender video. This is about managing the decline. Again, we have to understand that ever since the 2008 crisis in finance, we have been on a flat piece of land, going nowhere, solving nothing, because the elites wanted that plan of making the taxpayer pay for the bank's bailouts to be a sweeping success. And those people, again, should be burned at the fucking stake for the absolute suffering that they have, unleashed onto major swaths of the Western population. And so, in conclusion, I really don't know what else to say other than that has been my explanation of what managing the decline means. If you disagree, I would love to hear it in the comment section, because I think there's a lot of great, genuine conversation to be had, especially after I started this week with a fucking really gay drama video. Oh my god, like, the people in the Comicsgate movement are, like, somehow more deluded than the people who back conservative ink grifters. But again, that's another story for another time. So yeah, to the elites, to the political donor class, to the managers of the decline, tread lightly, because people are very tired of you. And you want to know what happens when people get very tired of elites? They end up killing you.